Okay, I know I don't normally do movie reviews if it's not that Friday, the day of release, because it's opening weekend, and that's really the best time to get people into the seats, because after that, word of mouth takes into effect, and the money's already been made, and the studio already knows what they want to do, but I really want people to see this movie. I really, really do. This one is an important movie that I think people need to check out, and I'm going to go into why a little bit later, but first, let's start off with what the movie is. This is 13 Hours. It's a 2015 action movie directed by Michael Bay. Now, I know just hearing the word Michael Bay causes most people to cringe because of, the Transformers movies, and a lot of his films have been very style over substance. Yeah, they look good a lot of times, but they tend to suck on the story behalf. He also directed what is considered to be many to be one of the most insulting war movies of all time with Pearl Harbor. So when it was announced he was doing this movie, most people just sort of wrote it off as him trying to cash in on several other biopics depicting recent events, and also just the whole fact that the Benghazi issue is in the news and media a lot thanks to Hillary Clinton and just the way our media is nowadays. Now, for those of you who don't know, this film takes place over the 13 hours during the Benghazi incident when, after the fall of Gaddafi, things sort of turned into a crazy hotbed. We had an embassy there when things went crazy. These are the people who tried their hardest to stop it and save American lives. And again, you hear Michael Bay, you know that he respects the military, but he has a tendency of going overboard. Pearl Harbor showed that he will just try and make it all seem like a military worship fest. And, again, this is a movie that's recent. We all saw it go. What could he add to this movie? What could he really do? Is there a political agenda? There's all these things that I hear people afraid of wanting to check out this movie, and it's all very fair. And it's all very warranted. But this movie is excellent. I'm declaring it right now. This is Michael Bay's best movie. It is a very well done film. First up, the way he portrays the soldiers, their people. He makes them out to seem like just normal dudes. They could be anybody. They're not put on a pedestal. They're not really made to be anything great. You really get a sense of who these people were. You really feel it. He directs his actors very well in this. Kaczynski from The Office is in this. He's great. He gets completely lost in his role. He's more or less the main guy for this. Everyone else, too, that's the only real name I could think of, is very good. And I'm watching this movie and I'm like, wow, this guy actually can direct actors. And the action looks very good, too. When it starts, it really starts. It's intense. There is some of the shaky cam, and those are the worst action scenes in the movie, but it's very intense and it's very going. It has Michael Bay's strengths, but he does combine it with some very well done acting and some very well done storytelling. And I never did feel like he was trying to push an agenda, and I never felt like he was saying pro military or anything like that. It really felt like a story of people just trying to do the right thing. He brought it down to that personal level that makes you care about the characters and want to see what happens to them. And on top of that, I never felt like it was insulting my intelligence. It never changed anything. It just presented the events and made them intense and brought them into movie form. Michael Bay clearly shows how much he cares about this and really presents this. I'm not saying I want you to see this movie because of a political agenda. I'm not saying I want you to change your stances on anything. Whatever your political views are, that's fine. That's not what this movie's about. That's not what my channel and my reviews are about. I want people to see this movie because I want Michael Bay to do more movies like this, not just the big, epic summer blockbusters, the dumb comedy he does. There is a little bit of that in this movie, but it's not overplayed or anything like that. Just the whole sort of thing Michael Bay has become of basically a pure worst example of the Hollywood machine. This film proves that this guy has talent and this guy has ability, but my fear is the trepidation people have about Michael Bay will keep people from wanting to go see this movie. It'll bomb, and then he's just going to end up directing more Transformers, directing more Pain and Gain type movies, just not wanting to go out there, because even if it is getting good reviews, and even if it does great critically, if it doesn't do good financially, I fear for a guy like him, it won't work. Look at Adam Sandler. He's given some great performances over the year, but because those movies don't make the money his dumb comedies do, he always goes back to the dumb comedy, and I want to see if Michael Bay can do this. as a great film, I want to see where he goes from here, and I want to see where he takes it. And this is not a perfect movie. Again, there is some of the shaky cam, some of the humor doesn't work, but I thought this was a very well made, intense movie brought together by great performances and great directing. This guy can direct, these actors can act. Please, people, give these people what they deserve and see this movie, because 13 hours is a 9 out of 10 on the action scale. Is it perfect? No, but it is such a thrill ride from beginning to end that really gives you faith in the way people can be as good human beings. And it's a great film, and I would love to see Michael Bay continue down this road. But what did you think? Maybe you didn't think this. In the comment section below, give me your thoughts on this movie, whatever your favorite Michael Bay film is, what's your stance on him as a director, and as always, click to like and click to subscribe, and hey, I'm back to reviewing movies normally.